Hey guys, how you doing? If you found the one with music, that's why I'm out of breath, and you want complete detail on how to use your hips correctly. First of all, I'm gonna teach how to move, how to take a step with it, move forward, back, left and right, and then we're gonna apply the 5 different hip movements. This goes for guys and ladies, and a fair warning, as you can see from this timestamp, this way, it's a long video for explaining. If you just want to see it to music, click on the video here and the first in the description. Let's get started. Now, we need to establish first how to go from one to the other. Unwritten and written rule, wherever the straight knee is, your bum is sticking out. Over-exaggerating, but that's okay. Alright? When you switch knees, you go straight. It's like you're bored in a class, and class you're bored, and then you just want to change. Now notice I'm moving also my body. That's not what you want to do slowly. You want to isolate the move and sink more. Here, bend more. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7. Then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Here comes a little bit more difficult. Trying from here to lift straight, lift up your foot a little bit and fall onto the foot. Up, lift, bend. So you gotta bend to the opposite. Once you get it with the step, rewind this part guys, it's not as easy. This is a great chasm like Grand Canyon going from moving to moving with steps. Okay, so I'll do it one more time. From here, the right, straight, bend, go straight, lift up your foot, but don't lift heel only or heel toe. All the foot up, bend your hip down so it steps down and it's bent. The same thing you're going to apply on the other side. This is the basic merengue and you want to go bachata. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your hip is on the left. Repeat it. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat. 6, 7, 8. Pause the video, practice, do it with music, get it comfortable because you will not feel comfortable guys. It takes some practice. And come back now that we're going to do it with music just for a few 8s. Let's go. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, that wasn't so hard. Well, that's the basis of your building. That's your cement and iron. Only if you get this pure and clean and comfortable, you can add the other ones. This one, I call it the shimmy up or the traditional Dominican hip. We have regular like we've learned, but here, as we lift up the foot and we're about to tap, at the same time, we're going to lift up the hip like that. Practice this step and lift. Be careful, don't do it like a belly dancer that goes up. You want to keep the same level. Keep the same level, keep the same level. Same thing with the left, step and hit, step and hit. This will bring easier when you do it, believe it or not. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you're ready to exchange, back to the beginning, and 8. 1, 2, 3, in, up, 5, 6, 7, in, up. Learn this one, and then we're gonna go for the double spin. Shimmy. Let's go to music. Okay guys, moving on to the third one, which is again a variation of this one, but you can tell it gives a completely different feeling. It's very important again that you have down these basics before you move on to this one, especially the last two, which are the most difficult one. And they are a little bit different than this one. So you gotta master your left and right, master the hip up, and then you're going to do a little bit more with a double speed. 1, 2, 3, and so when the foot is in the air, you will hit to the right, and when it sits down, you're going to have yourself on the left. That brings you back to the first step where you repeat the hip. Tap, tap. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5, 6, 7, and 8. And repeat. Looks weird? Just imagine as the music goes higher, you're just in the regular, then you hit a little bit more, then you hit a little bit more with an accent, then you move to the next ones, and then you try to figure 8, and let's continue with music. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. Now all of those were very similar, but again, it's your fundamentals to move on to the next one. I'll do the number 4, which is exactly left and right, but tell me if you notice something. The first half I'll do regular, and then I'll do the fourth part. Right, left, right, left. Now here comes this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you see from the side, maybe you can tell better what I'm doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, you know, when we were in high school, maybe even preschool, we had those degrees counter. It was like a half a circle. Now imagine it is bigger, and you put it right there down in front of you. You want to move your hip all the way in front and back, all the way in front and back. Okay? So it's not going to be left and right. Practice contracting your lower belly so your hip comes forward, and then practice your lower back so your hip goes back. So from the side, doing only left and right doesn't show 3D, but once you start pumping up the bad bum backwards, boom, tiki, boom, tiki. And notice it does a full half a circle every time and pumping back. That gives a lot more power. Let's see it with the basic. We will start by bending knee again, but this time instead of just going to 3 o'clock, we're going to go all the way back to almost 6. All right, 5:30. So 1. So we're starting from forward and back as we step. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Repeat. 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1. Yes, you can put in shimmy and continue just like this, all of them. All right, guys, rewind it. Take the previous ones because this will be very, very difficult if you haven't not completely mastered, but be comfortable with those hip movements. Let's go to music. And of course, I left the last one, the most difficult one. It's called the figure 8, which is used very much like 80% in the dance of Bachata sensual. Okay? So if you want this one, I suggest that all of them fit in every bachata because it's a flow movement. It depends how powerful you do it. But let's see how we do a figure 8 by imagining we have 2 metal rods sticking out to our right side and our left. And this one is pointing at 3 o'clock, and this pointing at 9 o'clock. If I turn this way, it makes more sense. 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So from here, you're going to turn your hip, so it's showing 2 o'clock, right there. Then you're going to follow straight on that line, go showing 3 o'clock, all the way to 6. That means your other one is ready 10 minutes at 10 o'clock, 10 minutes before 12, to move that one forward and go 20 minutes backwards from 10 to 9, 8. I can't count, guys. 6, 5. And right here, you want to start going the other side. When you see it here, I'm doing it large, of course, but if you see we're going to the side diagonally, not front completely, but diagonally, cover all that area to the other diagonal, and then do the other one. If you see it on top, it looks like an hourglass being formed. Okay, so the center is the point, and you shape the hourglass. You really have to have this down and not use the knees, because then when you use the knees, it's going to be much easier. So try not to go as you step with your left on the spot, not yet with the step. Turn your hip to diagonal, so your metal rod is sticking at 2 o'clock, and when you step, you roll in the hip and you're halfway. When you step the other one, you roll in the left hip. So we're going a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and 5, and 6. Now, pause the video and practice this one first to do a perfect figure 8, and then try to apply it for every step, a half a figure 8. Once you get that on the spot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see, I can also apply my hip, and then as long as by the time I step and I want to do this way, I want to bring my hip here so I can start again my hip roll, or sorry, the hourglass shape and the figure 8. Let's go with music. Practice never makes perfect. Slow and good and proper practice makes perfect. So yes, slower gets you there faster. Repeat everything slow and perfect, and your body will be ready to go too fast. If you go too fast too soon, most probably you'll do mistakes, and then you'll get used to those mistakes. So slower is faster. See you on the next video.